Hey guys, this is Blake Monroe with Crossroads Paranormal. I plan to do this podcast video for the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and our podcast. I'm going to be highlighting 4 or 5 different places each week, and I might have team members on to discuss their experiences there. So where I'm starting out at is Ruth Ann's Bridge in Indiana. According to Banner Graphic, it's a newspaper in Greencastle, Indiana. September 26, 1973, a Shelburne man is being held in the Sullivan County Jail on the preliminary charge of first-degree murder of Ruth Ann Whitson. Eugene Gubala, charged with the killing, was arrested on Monday and appeared before Sullivan County Circuit Court Judge Jesse Bedwell. A court-appointed attorney was named for Gubala. No bond was set for the hearing. He was held pending Sullivan County grand jury action. Miss Whitson's body was found by 2 squirrel hunters that Sunday, floating in a creek on the northern side of Sullivan County. Indiana State Police said she had been strangled, and Gubala was arrested at Terre Haute and brought to Sullivan County Jail on that Monday morning. The deposition of this case is not known at this time. The bridge that most local teenagers go for, with full of graffiti, is not the correct bridge. The correct bridge is an old metal bridge closed off to vehicular travel. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a couple pictures. So that's the bridge, and next picture. I can't go to the next picture. Well, I'll come back and I'll redo it. But this is the bridge. You can't get onto it. You can't get on the other side. But the creek's on the right and the left side. It's pretty big, but the next picture will show that. So. One second. Sorry, you can hear my mouse. All right, here we go. That's a lot quieter. And this is the creek that she was found. This is the creek she was found floating in by those 2 squirrel hunters. The hauntings there are reports of strange sounds on the bridge and EVPs of a woman screaming. And it appears to come down the creek. We can't really be certain if it's paranormal or not. It's all auditory and not visual, so it's hard to come by. But yeah, that's one of the that's Ruth Ann's Bridge, and we plan to go back there another time. So since we got the team back together, we're gonna go back and check every place out again. So now we're gonna go on to Green Moss Church and Cemetery. All right, that one worked. Just gotta make it a little bit smaller. There we go. All right. On to Green Moss Church. The church was built in 1865, right at the conclusion of the American Civil War. There's not really a backstory behind it. It's just a really active place. It's really kind of a traveler's church where everyone can really go to. People usually go in there and tear it up, but as a team, we usually, any trash we find, anything we find, we pick it up. We make sure we throw it away. We're respectful when we go there. If there's trash there, we pick it up. But yeah, the hauntings there in Green Moss is loud footsteps often heard in the church. Actually, everything happens in the church, not really active in the cemetery per se, but we have heard walking down the main aisle in the church, knocking on pews, knocking on the piano bench, knocking on the walls, scratching on the walls. Me and Caleb actually did a solo investigation where we heard scratching and knocking right behind our heads. So yeah, it was definitely a crazy experience, and it's a great place to check out. I've seen flashes of light. It's just I've been touched there. It's just a little bit of everything, honestly. It just really depends on the night. Green Moss is an extremely active church. So I'm gonna show you guys on the screen. That is the actual church itself. It's pretty nice for being built at 1865. So we try to keep it nice. This is a sign. Where'd it go? This is a sign going into Green Moss. And that's the piano. And that's the altar. There's a stage. There's a bunch of pews in there. But I would like to say all these pictures that I've gotten are all off Google. So these are not my personal photos, so I don't want to take credit for them. So on to Hatchet Man Cemetery, or Macke Cemetery. There is a cabin in the woods where a number of years ago, several murders took place. According to local legend, a man known as the Hatchet Man went nuts and killed his family. He chopped them up and threw their bodies in a well behind the cabin. This is a true story inspired by a plot line, one episode of a hit crime scene TV show on, or investigation show on TV. The hauntings are the following. Some locals claim that the cemetery and the woods are haunted by a spirit of spirit of the Hatchet Man's family, and they will not rest in peace. Others believe Hatchet Man himself actually haunts the area as well. Wolf Skins is another nickname for the cemetery. The story is that there are two stone wolves on each side of the cemetery steps. When the wolves are not there, they are out roaming the area with the Hatchet Man and protecting it from harm. Another local legend is that there's an iron fence in the back of the cemetery. If you go back there and you grab the fence and you say Hatchet Man 3 times, he will come out and chase you. I've had a couple experiences there, but not too many. It's just mainly I've been a few times with a different paranormal group, and I learned a lot from them. But it's a good experience to have if you could not only work with one group, but if you work with two, and be able to get along with them and not have to worry about that stuff, and not have to worry about trying to learn everything on your own. But being able to learn from other teams and other people that have a lot of experience is really a good thing. Most people don't get that experience. That's why when I get people that are excited and they want to be a part of the group or they want to learn, I always try to point them in the right direction. Okay, screen share. Okay, these are the steps going into Hatchet Man Cemetery, and they're a little falling apart, but they're not too bad where certain people couldn't get up them, but they're pretty good. That's a better picture of the steps. That's a showing you back into the cemetery. It kind of goes up on top of a hill in that back fence. I've had a puck there, and we've gotten a lot of activity on a puck or a rim pod puck. But yeah, it's just you you get a weird feeling as soon as you step in that place. It's just different. It's different. It's nice to have sometimes a smaller group to go here, not so much a big group. That's the Macke Cemetery name stone. So yeah, that's those are the pictures that I got of Hatchet Man. And the next one is, I'm gonna butcher this because it's an Indian or Native American burial mound historical park. It's called Waapaasiki Siipiiwi Mounds. Excuse me. The Miami Indians of Indiana called the Wabash River Waapaasiki Siipiiwi, which translated into English is the reflective waters of the Wabash River, which was one of the references in the glistening reflect qualities of the river bottoms in that place consisted of sandstone. According to historical records and archaeologist research, this cultural mound, 10-acre site in the northwest Sullivan County, appears to date back to late woodland area, AD 500 to 650 pre-European contact. In times past, the mound builders used sacred sites like these for ceremonial research or purposes. Records show Miami, Wea, Piankashaw, Kickapoo, Delaware, and Shawnee tribes were all present along the river, hunting and trading in what is known as the Wabash Valley. A mile south of this location are the Narrows, historically documented Wabash River crossing. Natives would camp in what is now a settlement of Riverview, waiting for the river to go down so it could be crossed. Indeed, even today, when the Wabash is less than a foot high, one can walk across the river. Keeping one's balance is tricky, though. This mound site is preserved from the erosion of time and protected for the future. While the parkland is owned by an Indian Michigan power company, the park is leased to a group of volunteers who are interested in history, memory, and preservation. Sorry, I don't know why that was so hard. Organized as a nonprofit 501c3, the group hosts educational gatherings, drum ceremonies, and for enjoyment of general public. Those various shelters are reserved for family gatherings, weddings, community get-togethers. The park is open for free dawn to dusk, but donations are greatly accepted. Among the artifacts discovered at the site were a Colt revolver from the 1860s, deer antlers with carving, pottery, carbon dated back 1,500 years. It's believed Kickapoo Indians built the mounds for ceremonial purposes, and other groups have used it since. There's also a 70-foot medicine wheel divided into 4 equal parts, and a large statue of Bigfoot in the as other different Native American Indian carvings and statues. These places, when me and my team went, we heard everything from footsteps to children laughing to hearing laughter, like sounds like someone singing, and other things. We actually might have gotten a voice to come over our speaker box that was a language that I've never heard before. It might have been Native American, but I'm not that, I don't know that knowledge. So, but yeah, it's a great place. We went there and we investigated, and it was was just a different feeling. It definitely felt like there was a lot of people around us. And we did see, so when we were out there, we were sitting there in the powwow area, and I look over to the behind one of the members, and I see a light, and it looked like a flashlight, like someone was moving around with a flashlight walking back there. Well, we went off that way, and I grabbed a flashlight and everything, so I start heading that way because I thought I was a person. I just wanted to make sure they were all right. So we walked that way, no person, no sign of the light, nothing. And it was a great experience, and it was definitely different. But yeah, that's uh the Indian mounds. So let me pull this up. There it is. All right, share screen. All right, so this right here is a picture of the medicine wheel. Oh, darn it. This right here is a picture of the 50-foot medicine wheel. That each section is actually a different. I believe it's a different feeling. I haven't been out there in a while, but I think it's a different feeling, and it's supposed to heal you for whatever you need. So you go to that quadrant, is what I've read. Um, that's the medicine wheel. That's the sign going into it. Like I said, all the the landscaping, the signs, the statues, everything was gifted. It's a beautiful place to go out there and check. It makes you really feel like you're connected to the nature. But yeah, that those are the first four places of me diving into locations. So if you guys have any ideas of what you want me to cover or what you want me to research, shoot me a message or comment on this video on our YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, and I will gladly look into that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. So be safe out there and get ready. We're about to start investigating again. So have a good one.